Here we go, 20 minutes of a HIIT workout today. We're gonna focus on upper body movement patterns only. I'm gonna get right into it because the countdown is a ticking. The equipment we're gonna need today is a lacrosse ball, a mini band, light, medium, and then resistance bands. Here's a TheraBand. I'm gonna use this because I have 2 resistance bands set up. I want the resistance band to be set up at about shin height in your doorway. So pause the video, set those things up if you need. The first thing we're gonna start with today is we're gonna use a lacrosse ball, and we're gonna do some myofascial release in the front of our shoulder. Again, I mentioned we're gonna be doing upper body. Generally, the tissue of our pec and shoulder get really tight. So while laying face down, have the ball right where your shoulder and pec meet. From here, we're gonna search for a spot that's painful with our hand behind our back. Once I find that spot, take deep breaths. I can chicken wing my elbow up and down. Again, this is probably extremely sensitive and tender. For most of us, because we sit at desks, we're kyphotic, rounded forward. The tissue of our pecs and shoulders get really tight because they're overactive from that sitting position. And then the tissue of our upper back gets weak and lengthens and it compromises. So we need to strengthen the tissue of our back and work on kind of loosening up some of this tissue. So here we're just providing blood flow. Switch sides. Here we're just focusing on providing blood flow and trying to make the tissue more supple so we can be more effective when we do some of the stretching that we're about to do, as well as strengthening the antagonist, the opposite muscle groups. Deep breaths. Again, we got this 20-minute countdown going, so this is going to be a really efficient workout. All upper body movements, a tiny bit of core sprinkled in there. Deep breaths. If you want to do more time of this, you can. If you need to slow down the start to this workout, almost there. Again, these are kind of assumptions of 45 seconds. And good there. Okay, next, I want us to do a little bit of stretching of our pec and shoulder. So I want us to do 15 repetitions of a floss. So I'm holding a band overhand grip. I pull it apart to create some tension. I bring it all the way back behind me. I touch the small of my lower back, all the way back overhead, nice and slow, 15 times. Deep breaths. Now the structure of today, once we finish doing this warm-up, we're going to be doing 4 exercises. We're going to perform 12 reps of each exercise. When we finish, we're going to then go back through the circuit and we're going to do it as many times as we can. If you need water or you need to stop and take a break, please do. You know your body. I want you guys to be safe, but I do want you to get as much as you can in 20 minutes. And when we're done with the workout, I want you to write down how many rounds you did and how many repetitions of the last exercise when the clock ticks 20. And then we're going to try to beat that when we do this again. Okay, next, I'm going to take a mini band. I have a medium mini band here. I recommend light or medium for most people. I pull the band apart. I press my elbows up to 90 degrees, and I want the band to be higher up toward my wrists. Reason being, I want to work on external rotation. I want my hands wider than my elbows, okay? Not like this, opposite. We're going to work the small tissue that's generally weak on most people that gets injured. Again, because we just don't work the small musculature that's supposed to stabilize our shoulder and scapula because of the positions we constantly put ourselves in. Ooh, I'm shaking, it's burning. And, oh, okay, 30 there. Last thing we're gonna do, again, I'm gonna double up this TheraBand so I got more resistance. I pull this apart, I press my arms all the way overhead, bring it back down 15 times. Deep breaths. We want to make sure when we do overhead work, we really lock our elbows out and we get our arms right next to our ears. It's not out in front of us. If we struggle with this and we look like this, we can't get our arms overhead, watch the shoulder flexion protocol video under mobilities and correctives. Or if you look like this and you need to arch your back, we need to be upright with a neutral spine. Whew. Okay, 15 there. Guys, we're ready to get started. Today, we're going to do a pushing exercise, pulling, pushing, pulling. We're going to go back and first. The first thing we're going to start with is a rotational row. I'm going to grab a band here. Again, this is set up at about hip height on a doorway. From here, I'm back far enough that I have enough tension. From a kneeling position, I pull the band back, I pinch my shoulder blade. 1, 2, 3. Explode, pinch. 1, 2, 3. We're doing 12 per arm. Again, when we get the band back to our chest, I retract my shoulder blade. What I don't want is this internal rotation, retract back and down. If you don't do that, you're gonna work your bicep too much. You won't work your back. And again, we need to strengthen our back so we can fix your posture. The slow time under tension, again, is going to help us build more muscle. We're also using a band, so we got to make it as challenging as we can on ourselves. Last one. And good, I switch the knees. Whatever knee is down on the ground, that's the arm that's pulling. Pull, pinch. Nice and slow, no hand on the leg. I want you to use your core. Stay nice and upright, brace yourself. Deep breaths. How are we doing on time? 5 minutes in. See, we were efficient with that warm-up. Get right to the workout. Again, I want to get you guys in and out. I want to start a good habit, and I think short workouts are the way we can do that. 11, last one, and 12. Okay, beautiful. Okay, next up, we're going to do a bottoms-up press. So we also need a kettlebell here. What we're going to do is we're going to take our kettlebell. If we don't have a kettlebell, use a yoga block, use something. We're going to practice here, trying to keep the kettlebell bottoms up. Get it? Now, when we press the weight overhead, the number one thing we're going to be thinking about is keeping our elbows straight vertically toward the ceiling. We do not want it collapsing inward. So if you do this in front of a mirror, watch yourself. We're going to press all the way up, finish right next to our ear, okay? Not out in front, right next to my ear. Nice and slow. 12 repetitions, making sure that the kettlebell is not going to fall over on you. I have a very light kettlebell here. I'm using 15 pounds. I could probably do this with 80 pounds if I wanted. Not for this many reps, that's not true. I could do this with 60 or 65 pounds. But I'm using something that's about a quarter of that weight. So that needs to show you guys, if we just have a light kettlebell at home, it could be a book, it could be almost anything. We just want to practice the ability of keeping good external rotation with our shoulder and keeping that forearm nice and vertical and doing perfect form for an overhead press. A lot of people do our overhead presses like this. We want to work more of the external rotators. Finish right next to the ear. Nice straight line, right? I'm not collapsing in with my hand. Same thing as when we pulled that band apart. Same concept. We get to work the small stabilizing muscles of our shoulder at the same time. This isn't going to help you build a ton of muscle or get really strong, but this is going to work the small tissue in your shoulder that over time is more important to have as we age. 12, good. Okay, next, we're going to do pulling again. Now what we're going to do, though, is we're going to do vertical pulling. I'm going to go and grab that band again. Okay. Now I want to be laying face up. Ooh, this guy's strong pulling me. Okay, so we want to be laying face up. Now, when I'm here, my knees are back at 90 degrees. I'm going to extend the opposite leg of the arm that's pulling, and I'm going to hold the dead bug. My lower back is down to the ground. I'm working my core. If that's too hard, lift the leg up or just keep them both bent. Then from here, I'm going to pull my arm all the way down and pinch my shoulder blade. 3 seconds on the way up. Pinch, slow. This is a way we just turned our band into a way that we can now do a pull down, right? Like we're doing a single arm pull up essentially. My elbow's nice and close to my side, right? It's not flaring out wide. Again, nice and close. Slow on the way up, explosive down. And now we get to work our core at the same time we work our back. Last one, make sure the hand locks out over by your ear and it gets below your chin in the final position. Okay, opposite side. Slow on the way up. Again, I really want to emphasize us doing slow time under tension here on the way up to really activate as much of our lat as we can to get the most out of this. Don't rush this process. 3 more. Now don't let go of this band. We're going to need it. And 12. Okay, next, I'm going to now get into another lunge position, okay? But now we're going to do a horizontal press. So whatever knee is down is going to be the arm pressing. So I'm upright torso position. My elbow is tucked in by my side. I press my arm all the way out. I lock out. I make sure, again, at the end, I retract my shoulder blade. This is my starting position. I'm not here, I'm here. Explode. My core really has to work to resist me rotating here. Make a fist with the other hand. Make sure the arm finishes locked out right at your shoulder height. And again, elbow tucked in by our side, not out wide. 9, again, 3 seconds slow on the way back. 11, last one, and 12. Okay, safe, transferring the band to the other hand. Again, I stick my elbow in between the band so it doesn't rub me too much. Press, lock out, slow. That's the beauty of these resistance bands and door anchors. We can do so much with them when we travel. If we're just at home in our home gym, we don't need a cable machine. We can just turn everything into a banded exercise. And we can also work on power better because the band has more resistance as it goes. So me working on power is more applicable here than me using a weight that doesn't change tension throughout the motion. 12, okay, good. All right, now we're restarting. I flip around. I want to restart my round with the row. Nice and slow. Again, the goal is we do a pulling exercise and then pushing. So we're giving one muscle group a break, and then we move on and we torch that muscle group. So we, again, can try to be as effective and efficient as we can in 20 minutes. A lot of people, when they go to the gym, my goodness, the amount of rest periods people take, sitting, looking at their phone. I don't know if people in an hour even actually work out for 20 full minutes of time under tension, usually. You guys are doing pretty much that in 20 minutes, so this is gonna have maximal benefit for minimal input. That's the goal with all of our workouts. How do we get the most out of our hour or 20 minutes? And how little volume of that time do we have to put in a week? Is it worth it to live an extra 10 years of life if you got to spend 20 years of life in a gym? Probably not. But if you can live 9 years longer with less pain and you only had to spend 2 years of your entire life preparing, sounds like well worth the equation or the trade-off there, right? That's how we need to look at our fitness. That's why it's really important we pick the right exercises in the right pattern, right, in the right order, and good there. Okay, bottoms up press, so that we can, again, get the most out of each workout. So, right, vertical forearm, right below my chin to start, press, finish right next to my ear. If you're someone, again, who has to arch their back here, please use a band for the overhead press. Let's do something, let's work on overhead mobility. I do not want us to arch our lower back and compensate and risk hurting our back because we don't have the mobility in our shoulder. It's not worth trying to strengthen our shoulder in that tissue if it's already too tight, hindering our range of motion. Okay, let me do a couple this way. Again, below the chin, right next to the ear, nice and smooth. And please don't knock yourself in the head with this. Be really safe here. Deep breaths. We're doing vertical pushing and pulling today, horizontal pushing and pulling. Every range of motion possible we're doing for upper body. So it's a good one. Last one. 12. Okay, good. Now, moving on. We got our pull down. Let me lay face up, grab this guy. Hi-ya. Oh, really yanks you into position here. Okay, at least I got enough tension. Foot out. Pull. Deep breaths. Belly down. Stretch all the way out. Gets to stretch your shoulder out, get you into a good position. It's one of the beauties of hanging and stretching your shoulders out. It can do a lot of good for shoulder health as well as lower back health. Maybe one day we can get you guys to upgrade and put a pull-up bar in the house in your doorway or something, attach one up. And we can start stretching out your shoulders more. Deep breaths. How much time we got? 5 minutes. Doing good. We'll get at least one more round in. 9, 3 more. And 12. Okay, I still want this band. So now I gotta do my presses. Okay, start. Got this on my left arm already. Let's start here. Upright torso. If you want to spice it up, you can do rotational rows. Turning your torso, absorb, rotate, turn. There's so many variations of this we can do, but most importantly is you guys are consistently working out and having some fun with it. And this isn't demoralizing to you that you have to do this. The progress you get in the future will make this fun and make you want to keep working out. But if you're someone who just started, set a goal of a month. Don't give up. Do this for a month. I promise. If you do this right for 1 month, you're going to have some unbelievable results, and you're going to feel more satisfaction and gratitude for your own self that you did this than almost anything in life is going to give you. That's why I'm here with you all. I want you to be happy and healthy. Here to help however I can. Good. Keep those shoulders back at the bottom position. Remember, we're not here. We're retracted. Nice stable position for us to be from for our shoulders and get the maximum stretch on our chest to help build muscle and strength through full range of motion. Last one. I might have done an extra, but that's okay. Okay, now we flip around. We go right into the round again. Switch my legs. Pull, pinch. Slow. If you want to switch up, you can do overhand now for the third group, for the third round. Again, let's have some fun with it. Work a different area of our back out. It's probably our last round. Pinch that shoulder blade. 8, 9. Retract, 10. Being explosive when I pull. 11. Getting my hand all the way back to my chest. It's important, full range of motion. If you're doing this, you're just gonna work your bicep. I need you to work on posture here. Tight belly, nice and upright, not arching my back. Halfway, 7, 8, 9. I'm telling you what, you don't need heavy weight all the time. Certain goals you will, but majority of people, my goodness, you can get a lot out of just a band like that if you're setting it up and doing the right exercises. Okay, bottoms up again. Forearm vertical, right next to that ear. This is a way we can make an overhead press more challenging to us without having to use a lot of weight. Because again, most people, we don't have the mobility that we need to be doing this. So I like doing this variation because it limits how much weight you can use. And it works on some small stabilizing muscles also at the same time. Super important. Right next to that ear. Almost done, guys. Keep working hard. Let's finish this out. Then you'll get your rest soon. And we'll have a protein shake and we'll refuel. And guess what? We'll do it all again tomorrow. Good routine, 20 minutes, super quick. This will start your day out great. If you're someone who's not a morning person and you start doing these workouts in the morning before a cup of coffee, you'll probably feel more energized than ever. Oh, okay. One leg out, pull, pinch. Really trying to get that shoulder blade back here as well. Again, at the bottom, I don't want to round forward. I want to pull my shoulder blade back and down. Slow on the way up. Hey, we got 48 seconds left. 9, 11, 12. This is a tough one. A lot of single arm stuff, so it takes a while to get through all this. 6, 7, 24. Home stretch, 9. Keep same pace, don't rush, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, last presses. How much time we got? We got 12 seconds. I'm gonna stay kneeling with both legs so I can do a few. 1, 2, let's do 5 each side. 3, 4, 5, switch. 1, 2, and 4, and we're done. Woo! There we have it, guys. About as efficient as you could get for a 20-minute upper body workout. We quickly did mobility, we did some myofascial release, you strengthened small tissue, and then we focused on pushing and pulling and important movement patterns, horizontal and vertical pushing and pulling. Again, great workout, super efficient. Thank you for being here with me. I'm really, really proud of you that you got this done. Every week, let's try to make this a little bit harder, change a variable, whatever it may be, but we gotta keep trying to progress with more stimulus. That's really important, more stimulus weekly. Again, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I'll see you at the next workout. Keep working hard. I look forward to your progress.